So she went to negative and then just increased the A value or decreased the A value towards 0? So that A value getting closer to 0 works in the negatives as well. It's just going to be which direction if it's negative? Upside down. I'm going to open down. We set up my classroom so the kids have a feeling of being safe in here. And I think it starts with your interaction with them, the relationship you build to get a sense of trust that I'm going to let you try. You might not get the right answer. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to prepare you then to get that right answer. And so I think the kids through, as the year goes forward, they learn, hey, Mr. Hawk's not going to let me fail.
If you multiply x by 0, there's nothing. It's 0.
Okay. So technically the standard form of quadratic is y equals a. Kid wanting to be willing to say, let me try. And know that no one in the class is going to make fun of them for being wrong. And that if they are off, we're going to get them steered there. So think about this. As I got closer and closer and closer to 0, what was happening to my graph?
Oh, it's getting closer to a line.
It was getting wider and wider and wider and wider and wider because it's getting closer to a line, which is a linear function because it's getting closer and closer to eliminating this.
He uses a lot of technology, and especially if it's a new topic, he doesn't expect you to know the answer right away, and he uses it, if you mess it up, he'll use it to teach you what the right answer was. So it's kind of, even if you mess up, you know you won't mess up again in the same way. So it's a great environment, and sometimes too, if you're nervous about it, we'll be using the iPads to do something, and you just submit your answer to him and he can filter through all the answers. But it's not like your answer's right up there, and even if he does display it, it doesn't necessarily show your name unless you put something to distinguish yourself on the actual drawing. 5th maybe.
Yeah, sure. He's probably
Yeah,
want to use
I'm
a
going
little
to try
more
1/5 for that one, which is 0.20, right?
I'm going to try 110.
I'm not embarrassed to say I've got the answer, just because if I know if I'm wrong, he'll correct me, or I mean, it's just a comfortable environment.
With what we do in class, I try to give them different ways to see stuff, so when they don't get it one way, they might see it the other way, which gets them, okay, I can still do this. I can get this material, I understand it. And so it's just trying to set up your class to make them feel safe, but then to give them many opportunities to find their direction to that right answer, to the knowledge that they need.
That's 1.1.
I don't like thirds.
I got 1/8. Is this a third? Is it a third?
Oh, we ended it with 3.
I got 0.125, 1/8.
What'd you get?
0.125. Oh. Which is 1/8. Oh, that's why.
There's never a point where he is angry at us for getting a wrong answer, and he's always wanting people to try and, put their ideas out there, and if there's a reason that someone gets an answer, he can explain why they got that answer and explain how that's not right and explain what they can do next time to make it a right answer.
It's, you're in algebra, and for some kids it's just not one that they're like, I'm really into. But the ability to come up and use a piece of technology that as they're writing on it's doing stuff and they can make squares and move the square around or a circle or do whatever, it's that novelty of, hey, I don't get that in my other classes. Can I get to the board? And that kid that won't raise his hand to say, I want to come to the board, is now like, can I go, can I go, can I go? And it's that hook. And it's not that I'm doing anything different, but it's that the way it's presented, the kid's like, I want to participate with that piece of equipment. And the iPad's that second piece of technology that the kids are, can I use it? They walk in the room, are we using the iPads today? And you got them hooked. And it's right there, that piece, we talk about that engagement, and I think it comes from relationship with the kids, but that novelty piece, I don't get to walk into any other class in the school that has classroom sets of iPads. Can I use them? And the kids they pick up on it, and they just go.
He's a really fun teacher, and he's moving around, and he's, asking questions, and he's, just all over the place in a good way. And I really like that about Mr. Hawk.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.